now we move to part 5 of past adjustments, which is error of commission. Here we give the thing, but the rate or amount goes wrong. For example, you have to give salary 5,000, you give it 6,000. So that amount has changed. It's not forgetting, but giving wrong amount. Let's take an example of IOC. Capital of A and B is 1 lakh each. PSR 3:2. IOC was allowed at the rate of 10% instead of 15%. Correct rate is 15%. Wrong rate is 10%, which means you have given 5% less. 5% less, I can also take it as omission of 5% IOC. Omission means forgetting. When we forget, we give them. When we give them, we credit their capital accounts. Credit 5% IOC. Giving more IOC results in loss to the firm, which will be shared in PSR. Let's come to our adjustment table. In this table, first let me give 5% IOC. 1 lakh, 5% is 5,000. 5,000 to A, 5,000 to B. Total 10,000 credited, which results in loss of 10,000 or decrease in profit of 10,000, which will be shared in PSR 3:2, 6 and 4,000 respectively. Now, as you all know, 6 and 5, what is more? 6. How much more? 1,000. 4 and 5, 1,000 gets credited. Entry becomes A's capital or current depending on fixed or fluctuating debit. B's capital or current gets credited with 1,000 rupees. Okay. Now the case is little different. Capital is 1 lakh. PSR is 3:2. Interest was allowed at 8% instead of 6%. Correct rate is 6%. Wrong rate is 8%. The result is 2% more. When we give less, we were doing it as omission. When we give more, we have to take it back. 2% was 2% extra was credited. So let's debit it. Debit 2% IOC. When we are debiting, taking it from partner, increasing firm's profit. 2% of 1 lakh is 2,000. Take 2,000 back from A, 2,000 back from B, total 4,000 taken. Now this 4,000 results in profit to the firm, which will be shared in PSR 3:2. So let's divide it. 4,000. 3 by 2 is 4,000 divided by 800. 8 3s are 2,400. 8 2s are 1,600. So what is more? Credit. How much? 400. Here debit is more by 400. Entry become B's capital debit, A's capital credit. Amount is 400. Just let's look at the case again. Here IOC was given less. We credited IOC. Resulted in loss, which was shared in PSR. Here we gave more IOC. So what we did, we take it back. When we give, we credit. When we take it back, we debit. And then we have made this adjustment table and the entry. Let's come to the next topic. In this, we are making an error, but in interest on drawings. Rate goes wrong in interest on drawing. Let's take an example. A and B, they have made a drawing of 10,000 per annum per partner. That means per annum means you are not given the timing. So time for this will be 6 by 12. Remember the rule of IOD. Let's see the mistake. IOD was charged at the rate of 5% instead of 10%. Correct rate 10%. Wrong rate 5%. That means 5% less. Less means we take it from them. When we take it from them, we debit their capital accounts. And when we take debit, that 5% would be debited. How we will calculate that? 5% IOD will be 10,000 into 5% into 6 by 12 because time is not given. That's the rule of interest on drawing. What is 10,000 5%? 500. Half of that, 250. 250 for A, 250 for B. Total 500. We get it from them. When we are getting it from them, it is a profit for the firm. Let's share this profit in the ratio of 3:2, 300, 200. So let's continue with the adjustment table. 300 is more, here 250 is more, and the entry becomes B debit, B's capital debit, A's capital credit, 50 rupees. On the other hand, in same example, if 5,000 more IOD was given, same example, 10,000 rupees per partner drawing, time not given, we are taking it as 6 by 12, PSR 3:2. Here it was credited at 15% instead of 10%. So the correct rate here is 15, 10%, whereas wrong rate is 15%. So we have given 5% more. When less was given, we were debiting. Here more is given, so we will credit that. How much? 250, 250. Calculation you know as previous example. So 500, this results in a loss. Share in the ratio of PSR. The adjustment is A debit, B credit, 50 rupees. Entry is reverse. A debit, B credit, 50 rupees. We will use the word capital or current depending on the type of capital given in the question. Nothing given, we presume it's fluctuating. If it has to be fixed, it will be specified in the wording of the question. Thank you.